Hi everyone and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker's most important stream to date. My name is Dominika and I'm the community lead here at Rebel Wolves, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, a streamer, YouTuber and content creator, Lionheart.
Thank you so much, Dominika, and hello everybody. It is so nice to be back here at the Rebel Wolves studio, especially as we have so many amazing things to share with everyone today.
Oh, we do have so many. It's finally time to share more light on the release of the game, and yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone's reaction.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Speaking of everyone, of course, that means you at home. We want to start with a huge thank you for joining us while we're streaming today, and for those of you that are co-streaming to your own communities. We really appreciate it. But before we get into what's coming today, there is a chance that it might be some people's first time at a Blood of Dawnwalker stream. So, Dominika, can you tell us what the Blood of Dawnwalker is all about?
Yes, of course, the Blood of Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new RPG saga created by us here at Rebel Wolves. It's a dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure set in medieval Europe with a supernatural twist. So you can expect some meaningful stories, a rich open world, tough choices to make, strong characters, and of course, vampires and other creatures of the night lurking in the shadows.
Well, they're always lurking, those creatures of the night, but how about we give you that quick overview of what's happening on today's stream? We're going to start off with some brand new gameplay footage, right?
That's right, a first look at some brand new footage focusing on the many cool features waiting for you in the open world of the Blood of Dawnwalker. Everything recorded in engine, on PC, on the latest build, and we're really excited to show you how far the game has come as we're getting ready for the launch.
Well, speaking of getting ready for the launch, there is a big thing that you're going to need, and we are going to share with you the next content. It is a story trailer for the Blood of Dawnwalker, and it does include one very vital piece of information.
Release date?
Yes, the one thing that I know everyone here is waiting for, the release date. I just need to keep my lips sealed for a few more minutes, and then it's finally all out in the open. We won't be keeping you in uncertainty until the end of the stream.
No, we won't tease you forever, but you may think that's already a lot. We have even more coming your way. We're going to be talking about the
My
tech
bet
requirements for
is
playing, and having some of the Rebel Wolves devs dive deeper into the open world of the game too.
October.
But I mean, it wouldn't be a Dawnwalker stream if we didn't have one of those special music performances, right?
Yes, and some surprises, maybe some behind-the-scenes action as well.
Yes, that video is really cool. You definitely want to stick around to the end, but I'm not going to spoil a single bit of it. We're also going to be taking a look inside the box of the Blood of Dawnwalker, including the collector's edition of the game as well.
That's a lot of exciting stuff we have been so looking forward to sharing with you, so let's not prolong the intro anymore. Let's jump straight into our newest gameplay video. Enjoy.
Yeah, my guess is October.
Peggy 18.
Or maybe September.
Hi.
No,
My
October.
name is Ariana Sharkiewicz, and I'm one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. Over the past few months, we've shared quite a lot about the game's story. Today, we'll give you a glimpse of the activities our human by day, vampire by night protagonist Cohen can take on while exploring the open world. We start at night in our vampiric form, heading toward a vantage point to get a better sense of our surroundings. Reaching a vantage point reveals nearby opportunities and helps us plan our next steps.
Just gorgeous. Few brave these woods. Folks say they're chock full of monsters. Village of Maragir. Codrin's family's land. Maragir Monastery. Its best days are long behind it. I don't think I'll find anything else here.
Let's open them up and check nearby points of interest.
Okay, nice. Got to look at the map.
Some are tied to Brensis's officers. More on them shortly. Others to hidden mysteries, haunted sites, and shrines used for fast travel, which can also serve as quest objectives. Let's mark one and head there.
Someone needs your help.
A Early in the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform into a wolf and move faster at night.
Oh,
It's
that's
quicker
badass.
and more agile, though it comes with some limitations. There's also a daytime equivalent, but more on that later.
What was that? Is someone in trouble?
It looks like we've come across a group in need of help. Whether we intervene is up to us, and both choices can lead to unexpected outcomes. We began with death from above, allowing us to quickly eliminate an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand from the start. We have incorporated community feedback, and now there is no need to open the skill wheel to select a previously assigned ability. Instead, we can use quick selection.
I thought I was done for.
Nice.
Done for.
So did I, to be fair. Wasn't sure I'd get you out of this in time.
But you did. Bless you. Bless you.
For now, we need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood is most effective, but in this case, we rely on animals. It's less efficient, but it will do. Feeding increases our corruption level. It's shown next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen. The higher the corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked on the map and indicated on the compass at the top of the screen. Let's head to the shrine. Here's the shrine. Damaged, so we can't use it yet.
Desecrated. Looks like the shrine's missing its heart. But maybe I could restore it. The tracks, they're fresh.
There's a trail nearby. Let's follow it.
Again, you can very much see the inspiration from Witcher, and even in Assassin's Creed earlier with
A
the
group of
scouting
Brent's
thing.
soldiers has set up camp. Let's clear them out. Voracious Bite allows us to drink blood from an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand at the beginning of combat. But we're not able to drain this enemy fully, as his comrades quickly come to his aid. We use Piercing Shriek to briefly stun the weaker opponent, giving us an opportunity to take on his commander. When an enemy blocks and interrupts our attack chain, we can use Charge to prevent a counterattack. Voracious Bite can also be used during combat as an active perk, allowing us to regenerate some health.
That's cool.
Hope word of this reaches your master.
With the camp destroyed, our infamy increases. More about this in a moment. Let's collect our loot. We found the shrine's missing heart, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk, Precision. Let's open our inventory and head to the Recipes tab. As I mentioned, the manual unlocks a new perk called Precision. Once we read it, it becomes available in the Character tab. Let's go there.
But it's only part 1.
The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available, but we can't purchase it yet. Perks can only be acquired at a shrine by spending experience points, which are earned by completing objectives. And since we've just finished one, we should be good to go. We've also found the shrine's missing heart, so we can now fix it. Let's head back.
But again, it said part 1. Do you not need the complete part to unlock it?
You're welcome.
Maybe getting part 2
With the
upgrades
heart
it?
restored, the shrine is rebuilt. We can now use it. Let's start with the perks menu. In the Swordmaster abilities, we find Precision, now available for purchase. As you can see, it costs both experience points and a time segment, indicated by the hourglass icon. Let's learn it.
Okay, yeah, right there.
Now let's take a look at the Vrakiri perks.
There were
With our
book
corruption level
symbols
increased and
there.
another experience point available, we can unlock new abilities, again marked with an exclamation point. The corruption level required to purchase a perk is indicated in the tooltip on the right side of the screen. Let's purchase one.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like finding part 2 and
Time
3
passes
help
as
you
we
upgrade
acquire
it.
new perks. The night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins. Along with a new edict. Edicts are tied to the infamy system we mentioned earlier. Several have already been proclaimed since the start of our journey. The higher our infamy, the harsher the edicts, and the more challenging the world becomes. It's a sign that Brensis is vigilant and reacts to our actions in Vale Sangora. Infamy reflects how much we disrupt the operations of Brensis's followers. Let's take a closer look at one of his officers, Ambrose. In the right corner of the screen, we can see his level of aggression towards us. When it reaches its peak, a new questline is unlocked.
It looks like
influencing
Mark
the
Hamill to me
story
for whatever
and
reason.
shaping our future confrontation with Brensis.
Looks like a young Mark
As
Hamill.
you can see, multiple open-world activities are tied to Ambrose, all connected to his operations. Let's go back to the map to mark one of them, and then let's head there. We've arrived near one of Ambrose's warehouses, storing blood supplies.
Killed.
Go back where you came from.
I don't...
Time to restore the order.
Charge is an ability shared between human and vampire forms. This enemy was weak enough to stun them with it. The Rakiri store blood in places like this. Ambrose is responsible for keeping it safe. Oh, but we're not going to make his job any easier. Another group of soldiers stands in our way. We open with Broad Swing to weaken as many opponents as possible. Then follow up with Burning Blood, which briefly staggers the enemy and applies a damage over time effect.
You saw that one before.
What do we have here?
The prisoner's fate is grim. Their blood is drained, then stored in places like this, where it awaits distribution to Brensis and his officers.
Destroy or collect.
Feels nice. Hitting them where it hurts.
I wonder what the difference is between destroying and collecting. Like, is that more of a story thing that affects you, or...
With the supplies destroyed, our infamy rises again.
Again, curious what
We've
that does.
disrupted Ambrose's operations enough for now. Let's move on to another point of interest. A haunted site. Earlier we showed you how we can move faster at night by transforming into a wolf. To increase our speed during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor. Haunted sites are only accessible during the day, as they require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric form. Dating them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
A lot of stuff to pause and
The
read.
spirits here are restless. Perhaps I could help them somehow.
Okay.
All of the enemies are nicely grouped together. It's a perfect opportunity to use Ravenous Flock, a perk that damages opponents in an area twice. First on activation, and then in the follow-up attack.
Rest now.
The enemies are defeated, so let's collect our loot. These haunted sites may reward us with ancient texts, allowing Cohen to become an even more powerful wielder of magic. And that's just a brief look at open world activities. Many more await, often tying back to the main objective and opening up new storylines along the way.
Very cool. Very big. I mean, they had said before that the world is not massive. They made it smaller, but packed it full of stuff, which is a good trade-off in my opinion.
Welcome back, everybody, and I am so excited that you finally got to see more of the game's open world. All those little flavors that you've just got to see, whether that's the shrines that you now know about or the vistas that open up areas on the map. It is so cool. And that Brent's click also, the quests that they have out in the world are going to impact things.
Yes, yes. Everything you do in the open world influences the story, your story. So you can work your way into breaking up Brancis's network of allies if you want. It comes with some risks, but also, you know, might offer some interesting rewards. So you'll need to decide how to approach that.
Well, I love it when my decisions actually make an impact in a game. I mean, to ruffle their feathers or to not ruffle their feathers. That is the question. And yes, I probably could be more English, thank you for checking. But one thing I did see in there, more important than my Shakespearean skills, Cohen can turn into a wolf. How cool's that?
I know, right? It is our nod to the original Dracula novel and to our team, of course, our wolf pack.
That makes sense. I mean, I now understand why there isn't a horse, and it's great to see a nod to the wolf pack as well. But it isn't the only ability we just got a glimpse of. We saw different vampiric and magical abilities that players can use as well.
Yeah, many of them can be discovered by exploring hidden, mysterious places, finding forgotten books. You can uncover the lost past, learn its secrets, and use those secrets to your advantage.
I really love that the system isn't linear when you're learning skills. It isn't just get experience, get skill point. I'm going to be rewarded for exploring the world.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
feels so cool. I can't wait to go all over Vale Sangora and try and find every single one of them.
Well, I know you will be doing that, I know. And it is fun, trust me. Anyway, I think it is time for the most important part of today's stream, the Blood of Dawnwalker story trailer. See you on the other side.
Okie
Peggy
dokie.
18.
I want you to watch.
What did you do to me? Where are they? Where are my family?
Jesus. The coronation. It's in 30 days.
So Princess wants to be a prince now. And mark the occasion with my family's blood.
Brensis will rip you to shreds. There might be another way. If you are to stand a chance, you need to prepare. You need to take risks. Find allies.
I have no love for Princess's regime. He is a vile monster.
Some have already taken up arms, haven't they?
A Vrakir joining the rebellion? Are you serious?
What on earth are you?
It's as if the Vrakir in you is dormant during the day and awakens with nightfall. You're not the only one wanting to see Brent's turn to ash. We're in for a rough time. Follow me and do your best to survive.
It's easy to go a step too far. Go down a path you can't turn back from.
I think it's high time you tell me what the hell is going on.
In the end, it's every man for himself.
As I see it, we're both far beyond redemption.
Doesn't mean we should kill people on a whim.
I'm just trying to save my family.
Good. Bad. Fairy tales. People tell themselves to preserve their sanity.
September! Oh my god, I was so close.
We're back and we've got
I
the
said
release
October, and I was like, maybe September? No, and I said October.
Mark your
Gosh
calendars,
darn it.
It's only 4 months away.
4 months is not a long time. It's going to be here before we know it.
Also, it seems the intro, the circumstances of him becoming a Dawnwalker are very different from what they showed off in the reveal.
Every story begins somewhere. And this time, we wanted to take you on a journey to one of the places that inspired us while creating the world of the Dawnwalker, the majestic Polish mountains.
There is something about this place, its scale and freedom, that makes me think that this is the best spot to talk about our open world.
Yeah, totally. And you can feel very similar feeling while walking through Val Sangora, because you can feel the grandeur of the mountains, right?
Of course, and you know, when creating the world, we wanted to make it as familiar as possible, but also distinct. So, you know, the players could really admire it. There is the beauty, and underneath the beauty, there is life, there are mysteries, and of course, there are hidden threats. So day and night, just like playing as a vampire or a human, they both offer engaging experiences, but ones that will differ. So we will meet different creatures, different challenges, and of course there will be different opportunities waiting for you.
Yeah, but there's something to be found pretty much everywhere, right?
You bet. And what I, as a writer, really love about our open world is that it is equally supported both by lore and gameplay. So there is an explanation behind everything that you will see. For example, there are those little shrines next to the road, and of course there is a narrative explanation behind them. They were erected to resemble Brent's, to strengthen the perception of him as the Lord of the Valley.
Yeah, those shrines and some new frescoes and some of those coins that he minted with the coat of his arms. That was brilliant. He did think of everything. And it's interesting with vampires, or Valkyrie as people call them in our game, because they don't care about money, do they?
No,
the only thing that is important to them is the blood taxation.
Exactly. You know, on one hand, they are monsters. They demand blood. They overtook the valley by force.
Yeah.
They reshaped religion so it suits their needs. On the other hand, if you look closely, you can say that their rule doesn't really differ much from what the mortal lords before them were doing, before the Valkyrie took over.
Yeah, it is really interesting because, like, vampires, they think of themselves as superior beings. Like, humans are just like animals to them. They're like herd. But it's also interesting that if you have a herd, you need to take care of it. So if they want humans to be used properly, they want them healthy, they want them strong, so they need to take care of them, right?
Yeah, it is a very interesting aspect of our open world. Vampires give blood to humans as well, so the inhabitants of the valley, they are healthier. Their children are both stronger. And on the other hand, it raises the question about the morality of this world. To what extent are the monsters really monsters? And to what extent they just introduced a new, different system of ruling.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And those moral ambiguities were really important to us when we were creating this story.
I dig it. I like the fact that, like, the vampires are just, like, lords, nobles, and people are not, like, constantly just like, oh god, it's them.
These moral ambiguities we talked about, they tie into the characteristics
I dig that
of the
aspect.
vampires we meet in the game, right? And they do have some really cool animations, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do. I absolutely loved working on those animations.
Right.
We actually used one of the former UFC champions because we were looking for an actor who would be perfect for Bakir, the big guy, the big boss, who is so big, but he's also agile and quick. So, this guy was perfect. And, he's also a gamer, so he was just a perfect match. He understood the character, and he also understood the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome when those things work together when creating a game. And it's not only about those special abilities, but also about combos, finishes, and everything that makes combat look really dynamic. And it's especially important when it comes to Cohen and his, dual nature.
Oh yeah, of course. Cohen was the most important character in the game, obviously, so we wanted to make him amazing, right?
Yeah.
And he was a challenge. He is at the beginning of his story, and he is just learning everything. He's not a sword master, or he is also not a seasoned vampire. So we did want to show a little bit of uncertainty in his moves and things like this. Then you start discovering some really cool moves, some combos, and you can start using the claws. You can bite people. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all what the gaming is about, right? And it's also about creating a world that is both unique and characteristic, but also feel like it could exist just beside you.
What are these crazy shots they're doing for this?
When we're creating that world of our game, we really wanted to make it feel alive and interesting by adding a lot of detail. So when you go through the village, you might see a lot of people just sitting in front of their houses and doing some jobs and work. And us animators, we always like to add a little bit of something in there to make it more interesting. So sometimes you might see things like a guy hammering something and he'll accidentally hit his fingers or something. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, those details work really nicely with the environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
And, when the players explore the valley, they will find things like letters, like notes, and other traces of things that transpired in the area before Cohen makes his appearance. We invite our players to look into every nook and cranny of the map, because they will certainly find things like, some small stories, items, or notes left by people who once lived there.
Yeah, there are those echoes of the past pretty much everywhere in the world. Sure. It's awesome. And I think that the world also reacts to Cohen, reacts to the player. Sometimes just walking through the world, you might see people being captured by vampires and some prisoners going around, and you can attack the vampires and free those prisoners. I think that's awesome, and those actions will have consequences.
I totally agree. I mean, it's all about, choices and consequences, right? Yeah. The simplest example of that would be if a player kills a blacksmith in a village. So the forge, of course, becomes closed, and Cohen has to take his business elsewhere, right?
Yeah, it's like imitating the real world, where all the things that you do will have consequences.
Yep, And, you know, both Cohen and our players will soon find out that Bale Sangora is beautiful, but it can also be quite unforgiving.
Yeah, I think this is what I like the most in our game, that there's this great contrast. Like, on one hand, you have this amazing, beautiful, serene world, and on the other hand, there's this really strong, tough story. There are tough decisions and dark themes, and I think this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful landscape.
When creating a game such as The Blood of Dawnwalker, it's important to make sure that the open world never feels empty. Every area, every village, every forest should feel like it has life, purpose, and something to discover, right?
The world should feel rich and believable, full of people, animals, monsters, and secrets, but never overwhelming.
I specifically remember the first time I went up to the mountains in our game, and I saw the Uriashi village. It really felt like a completely different place than Vale Sangora. So close and yet so far away. So familiar, but also so different. And then it started snowing.
And that's another element of creating the real world. The weather, like rain, fog, or as you mentioned, snow.
Yeah. Even though the time of day doesn't move until you make some certain actions, there is still an active weather system.
And the sounds. The waterfall hitting rocks, singing birds, rustle of the forest.
It all matters for how you experience
Yeah,
the
I'm
world.
very curious about
And
that
for it
whole
not to feel like it's standing still.
time of day
Speaking of
system.
time,
It's been a hot topic since day one, right?
it has. So it's important to highlight that it's not a real time. It's not a timer or ticking clock. It's not meant to frustrate or rush you. In our game, you can still freely explore the world, fight, analyze your build, and talk with random villagers. And time doesn't move.
Like already said, in order to move time in a game, you have to reach a certain point of the quest or choose a certain dialogue option. You will always have an indicator of what actions are going to actually move time and by how much.
It's like a resource. You can either pay attention to, strategically picking up quests and control the time, or just go with the flow of the game and let the time pass by.
Exactly. It's a resource, a framing device for the narrative and gameplay elements. You already know that Cohen's family has been kidnapped by Brances, and Cohen will have only 30 days to save them. But after that, the game won't end. Just the circumstances will change.
And that's where the world itself comes into play.
Yeah. Again, I'm very interested in this system they've made and how it pans out.
We talked about the weather effects and look at all that snow. But let's not get distracted and talk about the narrative.
Of course, many quests and events aren't just mechanical tasks. They all tell the story. We design the world, so exploration, interactions, and activities all add to the narrative.
Yes, and as players explore, they don't just get to see the world, right? They get to live its stories. And that's when we can finally talk about our newest trailer. It's largely built from these cinematic moments that highlight key story beats and the emotions we want players to feel.
It reveals bonds and conflicts with our allies, betrayals, sorrow, romances, and all the hard decisions affecting Cohen and his family. I do think they play a lot with our emotions, don't they?
And that's what we are striving for, right? This trailer is really unique because this time it's not only about Cohen. We get to meet his family, potential allies, and other secondary characters for the very first time. And we learn some about their motivations and agendas.
We meet Cohen's family in idyllic, happy scenes. Cohen's love for them is clear, and each member of the family is unique. Lunka, the younger sister, whom he protects. Mirto, the younger brother, still learning about the world. and Janna, older sister. But there is hidden darkness lurking beneath.
Oh yes. Poverty, illness, and other heavy emotions emerge. Esme, mother of Cohen, is struggling from trauma and fear of the vampires. There is also Pieter, who's Cohen's father, basically tries really hard to keep this family together. But he also sometimes feels really helpless.
It can't be easy for Cohen.
Good little insights there.
Cohen's world is not only shaped by his family, but also by the people around him. Workers, miners, and neighbors, they all create a community that is the backbone of life in Vale Sangora.
Exactly. For example, there's Anka, who may be more than just a village healer. She is mysterious and resourceful, and comes with knowledge of herbs and magic that, eventually, Cohen comes to rely on. But she also hides her secrets.
And there is Marat, rebellion leader. He has strong moral compass, and he truly believes that the princess's rule must end. But he's not certain if alternatives will be better.
At some point of the trailer, you can also see Lakra, who has her own mission and personal goal, which takes precedence over anything else in her life. And that often puts her at odds with others.
There are a lot of amazing characters waiting for Cohen along his journey.
Agreed. Each of these characters has their own motivations, story, and impact on Cohen's journey. They are not just side characters or companions. They shape the world around Cohen and make it feel alive, reactive, and deeply connected.
Their fate, and also Cohen's fate, and how he will shape as a person, heavily depends on the players.
Oh yes, I cannot wait for the players to experience all the difficult choices for themselves. The bonds, the conflicts. Every encounter and every decision matters.
And it's a world that stays with you.
Yeah, a story of family, loyalty, rebellion, and the cost of the choices we make.
Again, very beautiful scenery and environment, landscape. This will probably get DMCA'd real quick. I don't know what I'm doing.
And where do we begin? It has to be with that music.
It is a bit different, right?
It is so much energy in that track. Wow. And a load of cool insights as well. We learned a couple of different character names. They've been revealed. We know Myrto, Anka, Lakra, and now Marat too.
Yes, the most vigilant of you might already know some of these names. I teased them on our Reddit and Discord. Like Cohen's siblings, Myrto, Janna, and Lunka, of course. Everyone knows Lunka. Anka and Lakra from our January teaser. And yes, Marat is the new one. He's the leader of the rebellion, and you could notice him in the trailer too.
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer, but I saw a few other characters as well that I don't think I recognized.
No, and you will not know more about them because I cannot share too much to not spoil anything.
Yeah, but they showed
the others in the game in September the 3rd.
September the 3rd. Okay, got it. I'll wait till then.
that the rebellion
If
leader.
I'm not mistaken, the
They
pre-launch
showed him
launched
either
anytime
being
now.
I think we might
an ally or an enemy,
Well, what a perfect
and
time
Cohen
for us to
killing
look
him.
at the different editions of the game, starting off with the digital editions.
There is two of them, the Standard Edition and the Eclipse.
My name is Maciej Kwiatkowski, and I'm a motion capture performer.
There we go.
And action designer. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I was responsible for creating fight choreography and performance. I've been doing this for more than 20 years now, but this project was different. So first we need to understand the system, and then we create fitting choreography, and then we take care of the visual aspects. The main task and the biggest challenge is to find this balance between those two.
My name is Jan Bohowicz. I'm MMA fighter, professional fighter. Former UFC champion. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I play Bakir, vampire boss. Why I decide to be part of this project? Because I'm a gamer. I love games. New adventure for me, new experience, so my dreams come true. And that was like easy decision for me. When I hear about this game, I was excited about the story. What's gonna happen, about the hero, about the gameplay, you know, everything that's gonna be something new. Working with Maciek, you know, he's one of the best in the world. He tell me what to do, how to do it. Very nice. I can work with people like him every day.
Oh shit.
Our approach to human fighting style was more grounded, I would say. Basically, as a human would use the sword. So when the night comes and Cohen turns into a vampire, we can introduce his superhuman strength, his superhuman speed. It all is visible in his fighting style.
Bakir fighting style is... I like it because I'm similar to him, you know. My style is very simple, but very good in fight. My face reaction when I see him, that he's big, strong, but he's not so handsome like me. That was my first reaction. But I say, okay, I can play him. Don't worry.
We work very closely with the dev team. It's a constant back and forth between design, choreography, and then the performance, because they're, you know, one thing influences another. Vampire combat is more over the top.
That's so cool.
I would say I enjoyed the most overcoming the obstacles, so overcoming the challenges. This project was particularly challenging because of the combat system, and we wanted to find this perfect balance between immersive and responsive combat and visually engaging moves. But once we did it, we were absolutely blown away by the effect.
I don't think that I use any Bakir moves. He used mine. People gonna like him and fear him, and I hope so that I'm gonna kill every player, even, you know, minimum 5 times.
No.
I just can't wait to see players' reactions, but I'm pretty sure they will love it.
They're gonna have, you know, amazing adventure to play this game. See you in the game, fear Bakir because that's me.
No. That was really cool. That was awesome. I am very hopeful and excited for this game.